always thought they were balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
Pumbaa, with you, everything's gas.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Zodiac sign myths and misconceptions.
There are those who say fate is something beyond our command, that destiny is not our own.
So great, the gods would hang a picture of him in the stars.
You're measuring the stars, not giving the sky a high five.
For this list, we'll be looking at commonly believed ideas about astrology. Did you believe these myths? Let us know in the comments.
How do you kill a god?
I do not know. You can't. They're immortal?
Bingo! They're immortal!
Number 10. Astrology is a trend.
Simba, let me tell you something that my father told me.
These days, it seems like astrology memes are everywhere on social media. It would be easy to assume, because of its apparent sudden popularity, that the public's interest in the subject is simply a fad. But the reality is that astrology has a long history, with some of the earliest signs of the practice dating back to the 3rd millennium BC.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars.
Believing that the positions of the celestial beings in the sky have an impact on our lives has definitely gone in and out of style over the centuries. In the Middle Ages, for example, the sovereigns had astrologers on staff, and even the Pope supported the practice.
So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Number 9. Astrology is irrelevant today.
Don't upset the spirits. Spirits. Thanks for your wisdom.
Now that you know how long astrology's history is, we can look at its importance over time.
You left too soon, Sitka. Your brothers need your guidance.
While in the West, we largely view horoscopes and our zodiac signs as a form of entertainment, in other parts of the world, the theories of astrology have a major impact on people in Eastern countries. In both China and India, it's common to base major life decisions on one's star chart. In Indian matchmaking, a potential couple's star signs are used to determine whether they're likely to be compatible. And even in North America, many people use it as a way to know themselves better as a form of psychology.
Mom says the spirits make all the magical changes in the world, like how the leaves change color or the moon changes shapes.
Number 8. Astrology puts too much importance on fate.
You know, some say that will-o'-the-wisps lead you to your fate.
One major criticism that people have of astrology is that it encourages fatalism by telling people that their free will doesn't matter because everything is foretold in the stars.
Others say fate is woven together like a cloth, so that one's destiny intertwines with many others.
The reality is, however, that astrology isn't the same as fortune-telling. Astrology is more about informing you of the trends of the world around you, and thus preparing you to act accordingly based on your own decisions.
There are those who say fate is something beyond our command, that destiny is not our own.
People who believe in astrology don't simply let the stars decide what their lives look like. They make decisions just like everyone else.
Our fate lives within us. You only have to be brave enough to see it.
Number 7. Your sun sign is the only thing that matters.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Perhaps one of the reasons we have so many misconceptions about astrology in the West is that we only ever learn about sun signs, which are also referred to as star signs. The zodiac signs that we're familiar with are simply based on the position of the sun when someone is born. The thing is, sun sign astrology is a known pseudoscience.
What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond our borders.
People who are serious about astrology, however, look not just at the sun sign, but also at the moon sign and ascendant sign, both of which provide a more full and well-rounded picture.
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance.
Number 6. Twins disprove astrology.
Miranda, twins are born birthday experts.
We've shared every birthday together, so we know how to make them perfect.
Twins often have identical birth charts, so those with only a cursory understanding of astrology would say that this means their lives will go on to be identical. Firstly, it's important to note that not all twins actually have matching birth charts.
Twins!
While twins born just a few minutes apart likely do, ascendant signs change quickly and can therefore leave even identical twins with differing charts. The other relevant factor is something we discussed earlier: free will. Twins are still capable of making their own decisions throughout their lives, which inevitably leads to differences in their paths.
And I'm here to deliver you an upside-down and fantastic message!
Is it the message that we're getting too old for this sort of thing?
Kinda, actually.
Number 5. Astrology is based on generalizations.
The guy everyone thinks is just a flabby donut-loving cop stereotyping you.
Throughout history, many major figures, including Queen Elizabeth I, J.P. Morgan, and Ronald Reagan, relied on astrology to make decisions. Clearly, it worked out for all of them.
I don't have to cower in a herd anymore. Instead, I can be an astronaut.
The myth that astrology is simply based on generalizations brings us back to the issue of sun signs versus moon and ascendant signs. Sun signs are in fact based on generalizations.
Nick, stop it. You're not like them.
Oh, there's a them now.
If one believed in star signs alone, they would believe that the entire population of the world can be separated into 12 neat categories. Once you dig deeper into someone's star chart, however, astrology becomes much less general and much more specific.
Turns out, real life's a little bit more complicated than a slogan on a bumper sticker. Real life is messy.
Number 4. Astrology is all about predictions.
What is this? Where are we going?
To the future!
The aspect of astrology that gets the most attention in the news is the predictions that astrologers make about world events.
Just a little tip for the future. I am always right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
You've likely seen news segments about astrology experts who foresaw the results of a major election, or even a major global calamity. But in its most holistic form, astrology is not about making predictions, but rather about self-improvement.
This is beyond anything I could have imagined. This means I could really change my life.
The reality is, science has not proven the effectiveness of astrology for predicting the future, but it is clearly embraced as a psychological tool to help give people guidance in how to live their lives.
Remember, I've got a time machine. If you mess up again, I'll just keep coming back till you get it right.
Number 3. Planets in retrograde are always bad.
Until every one of us is devoured by the bloodthirsty jaws of inescapable death!
You've probably heard people blaming negative events in the world or in their own lives on the fact that a certain planet is in retrograde. But what does that even mean?
Darkness fell. Picard awoke. Monsters lurked and boats stopped coming back.
Simply put, a planet is in retrograde when it appears to be moving backwards in the sky, when it is, in fact, moving slowly because it's positioned far away from the sun. The majority of the time, at least one planet is in retrograde, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have anything to worry about, even if it's Mercury.
We are safe here. There is no darkness. There are no monsters. There's no monsters, no monsters! Hey.
Number 2. Zodiac signs and astrological constellations are the same.
So great, the gods would hang a picture of them in the stars.
When astrology was still a new practice, it was true that the zodiac constellations and astrological constellations lined up.
Odysseus, Perseus, Theseus, a lot of yusses.
But over time, as the Earth's axis has shifted, these constellations are no longer in the same place insofar as they're visible from our planet. In terms of Western astrology, the Greco-Roman Claudius Ptolemy was the one who created the system we're familiar with today.
And then there was Achilles.
Referred to as the tropical zodiac, it uses static zones and refers to the zodiac signs by the names we're all familiar with. Due to tradition, no one has wanted to change the names in the many years since. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Astrology and astronomy are interchangeable.
Ever wonder what those sparkly dots are up there?
Because the words sound so similar, and they both have to do with the stars, it's easy to confuse the fields of astrology and astronomy.
They're fireflies. Fireflies that got stuck up in that big bluish-black thing.
In fact, their origins are the same. It was only in the 17th century that they began to be considered separately. There is, however, an important distinction between the two. According to astrologer Cindy McKean, quote, "Astronomy studies the contents of the universe outside of the Earth's atmosphere, while astrology studies the effects of those external celestial bodies on the Earth as mundane and personal events." Essentially, astronomy studies the stars themselves, while astrology studies the way that the stars impact mortal beings.
Oh, gee. I always thought they were balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
Pumbaa, with you, everything's gas.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.